Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expect, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. You know I'm talking about y'all. Makes me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. Hey! Happy hump day. Sorry I'm late. Look, I looked at the clock. 1 minute, it was 6:30. The next minute, it was 7:03. I said, oh, what'd I do? Where did them 30 minutes go? So my apologies, you guys. Come on in. Take a seat. That Chuck was about to lodge a complaint. What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in, please, and thank you. Come on in. Let me say hi to the people and we're going to get into it. What's up, Corey? Hey, Brown Mama. I wish T.S. Madison and the Jess Hilarious issue would stop. Well, I'm going to get there when I get there. What's up, The Informed? Lovely Nola. Hey, boo. Hey, y'all. I had to remind followers on my work website that it was a sports site because I had many heated debates about Charlie and I needed Xanax. Ooh. What's up, Cruiser? Yes, we up in here. I was a little late, but we here. Hey, Chuck. What's up, Don? Yes, hit that like button as you guys come in, please, and thank you. And Don said, yes, he is yelling. Don, drop the link to your oil. We got to get these oil from Don. We got to order this olive oil, honey. I'm going to have to get my olive oil together. Drop that link so we can get some olive oil. B-Lo, what's going up? Hey, Mo Walker. I got you. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So do you think Derek Dixon is a victim or a scammer? We'll get to that. What's up, Rock Chick? Hey, Universal Soul Goddess, Southern Phoenix. What's going on? Hey, Tiffany Blue. Brandon, hey, boo. Terry, what's going on? Hey, Stacy Renee. Makia. V's authentic. I can say the word authenticity. There it is. Lord, I couldn't get it out. Hey, Gigi Jones, what's going on? Nubian. Angela, hey, Marnie. El Teddy say the pupils are here. Sorry for making them late. You over there having a whole praise fest, child. I know. Hey, El Michelle, headed back into the bush. I mean, I know that's right, boo. Mimi, Felicia, what's going up? Hey, Tarshell, Miss Cookie, Lovely True Red, NK Universe. Hey. You came over from El Teddy's? Well, thank you for coming over. Hey, Ra. Hey, boo. Hey, Powerful. Gossip in the Garden. It's honesty. Hey. New Jones. You need 24 more orders. All right, y'all. Y'all can please help support that, please. If you cook or you just want to support a entrepreneur down on these YouTube streets. You got a flat tire today. You trying to get it fixed? Well, I'm glad that you were in a safe space when your tire was flat, that you weren't out on the road. And I'm hope that you find that tire soon. Been there and done that. I know how that feels, baby. Came from the church at y'all was cutting up over there. Hey, Ronnie. So anybody, if I didn't acknowledge you and you dropped down in the chat, charge it to my head and not my heart. Hey, that lady 1982. Listen, happy hump day. Okay. Happy hump day. Butterfly, what's going on? You here by way of El Teddy? Okay. By way of Don. All right. That you sneaking at work, Jay. Jay, get some of that olive oil from Chef Don. You cook around here. Let us know how you like it. Hey, Precious Jewel. All right, you guys. I don't have any new updates on the cruise or on Books and Bourbon. I'm just ready for both of them to get here. I just want to remind you guys, if you haven't already gotten your flight, please get your flight. And if you are staying at the hotel, where myself and Cruiser are staying and some of the other people are staying, let us know so we can all maybe try to have like a little impromptu meet and greet, the night before we get on the ship, honey. Also, so we'll know who all is riding over with us. We will, once I get past books and bourbon, then I'll start making a list of who's, we can start, getting that information in line. Let me get past books and bourbon, y'all. Let me get past books and bourbon. Okay. But we're going to start doing that as well. But I don't really have any new updates or anything like that. Yeah. You in the gym, so you'll be out in the chat. I understand. Get that workout on, honey. Get that workout on. So look, y'all know I really try red pepper, truffle, garlic, lemon, and basil. I'm actually gonna order all three. Yes, y'all, I have not ordered them yet. Let me tell you something. Life has been life. Okay. And when I think about ordering it, I'm not in a place where I can order it. And then like when I'm live, I think about it. Y'all know when I get off this live, y'all know I'll be. But Don know I got him. So I probably will get one of each. So yeah. Don, remind me by Friday. I get paid on Friday. So if I don't do it before now and Friday, I will definitely do it on Friday. So remind me by Friday, please and thank you. Just shoot me the link in my email. In my text. You have my number. Just shoot me the link in my text and say, get it. And I'll be like, okay. But yeah, real talk. I probably won't do it till Friday because baby, it's payday. Okay. And y'all know how them 2-3 days are before payday. Y'all know. Well, some of y'all know. Some of y'all rich. Y'all don't have them problems. But some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me hold on to what I got until Friday. Let me hold on to my money till Friday. And then I'll probably get one of each. Okay, boo? Thank you so much. Okay. So that's it. I really don't have any church announcements as far as that's concerned. Let's get right into it. I know what y'all want me to talk about. Well, I'm not gonna say what y'all want me to talk about, but as far as oh Lord, as far as that guy that passed away earlier today, this is all I have. I want y'all to listen to something because this is all I got for that.
I think it's worth to have a cost of. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is.
That's what Charlie Kirk said out of his own mouth. He said it. That's all I got. Moving right along. Yeah, that's him. I'm gonna let y'all see it again. This time I'm gonna show it on the screen so y'all know I ain't lying to y'all. Although I know y'all know I ain't lying to y'all.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate.
Moving right along. Y'all know what else I learned today? And I know if Ebby's here or my other makeup people, y'all are going to probably be like, really be, girl, you didn't know that? And I'm going to say, no, I didn't know because I didn't care enough to know. But I didn't know that Jeffree Star was MAGA. Y'all know Jeffree Star, the makeup artist, real good friends with the Kardashians, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I didn't know he was MAGA. Damn it, this camera. All right, there we go. I did not know he was MAGA. Little baby would know. Why is this thing? Hold on, y'all. Let me figure out what's going on with this damn camera. He was live, right? and I don't even know how I ended up on his live because I don't follow him like that. But I was just scrolling through TikTok and I came across his live, and he was live when they were announcing what happened to Charlie Kirk, right? And um and he was like, "Oh my gosh, he was just telling the truth." I was like, "All right, well." And there you go. And again, it ain't hurt me nothing. I wasn't a fan. Like I said, I don't even know how I ended up on his. I know I know he's not a nice person. I know he has said some nasty things in the past about different things and different people. So I know he's not a nice person. But I don't follow him, so I don't know. You know what I mean? But I just happened to literally just be scrolling through the internet at that time. But anyway, moving right along, child. We are not spending this much time on that. Moving right along. He came out some years ago talking about trans and gender identity and spewing the rhetoric that he's LGBTQ, but always said nasty stuff. Got it. Aren't they MAGA allegedly? Listen, I don't know. I think I know that she's worked with Donald Trump, but I don't know if that, see, here's the thing. And this goes back to what I was saying the other day. And again, I don't know these people. They may very well be MAGA. I don't know. And I damn sure ain't defending the Kardashians. But working with Trump to get what you want is not to me, it's not the equivalent of being MAGA. That goes back to what I was saying the other day. What Pam was saying is, listen, if Donald Trump is going to pardon one of my clients who I think has been wrongfully incarcerated, yeah, I'm gonna ask him too. And if he's going to do it, thank you very much. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know she's worked with him to get people out of jail and to get people off of death row. I don't know if we can equate that. Again, that doesn't mean they're not, because I don't know. I ain't never seen them wearing, the red hat. I don't know none of that. But clearly, I ain't about to sit here and defend the Kardashians at all. That I'm not doing. I promise you that. Moving right along. Cajun, they was going to come and get you. They was going to report me to HR. They called you HR earlier. And they was going to report me down to the HR, honey. People use people they don't like all the time. Exactly, Nubian. And that's what I was saying about the Chrisleys too. Now, I think Savannah is 100% on board. I don't know if I could say that about the rest. But moving right along. Child, I ain't about to go there. Did y'all see the latest episode? See, y'all about to make me get off topic. Did y'all see the latest episode of the Chrisleys where Savannah didn't even tell Chase about, didn't even tell Chase or Nanny Faye about going to pick up Todd and Julie from jail, and Savannah and Grayson left everybody, and the two of them just went to pick up Todd and Julie. Did y'all see that? I said, I didn't watch the episode. I just saw the clip on TikTok. But Chase and Nanny Faye are at the house waiting. And Julie's mama wasn't invited either. Julie's mama was like, I went with her to drop her off. I would love to. I had to watch her walk into those doors. I would love to have been able to watch her walk out. And nobody, like, they didn't even ask. That damn Savannah is a mess. But moving right along, child, listen, y'all got me talking about stuff I ain't come down here to talk about tonight, okay? Okay. So that guy, rewind. Derek Dixon went down to the ABC News to tell his story. And I told y'all that I would watch it and we would talk about it today. And only because I promised y'all that we would is why we getting ready to. Because I'm being honest, baby, we didn't learn nothing new. We didn't learn nothing new. Now, we can listen to it. The interview is only 11 minutes long. We can listen to it. But if y'all would listen, if you are following us, the tribe read this lawsuit 3 months ago. And there's honestly nothing new in the interview that's not in that lawsuit for obvious reasons. He can only say but so much because they are still in litigation, right? But if y'all want to hear some of it, we can hear some of it. You know, let's listen to a few minutes. But honestly, it's on ABC News's YouTube channel, so you can go watch the whole 11 minutes. But just as I suspected, there's no bombshell there that we didn't already know. If you read the lawsuit, now if you didn't read the lawsuit and you were just going by what the news was saying, then excuse me, there may be some information you did not already know. But if you are down here to the tribe, it ain't nothing you ain't heard. And at this point, it's really a court of public opinion matter. Now, this is what I am going to say. Somebody asked me earlier. Now, y'all let me know if y'all want to listen to some of it. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to listen to some of it. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to move on. And again, we can listen to some of it. I got it queued up, and that's fine. But let me say this. This is, I told y'all that I always, like when it comes to LGBTQ things, I always compare it to black-white issues because that's what I can relate to. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a black person, so I can relate to, oh Lord, look at all the twos. Okay, I guess y'all don't want to listen to none of it. So I'm gonna just tell y'all how my opinion is. I look at things through a black and white lens because that's who I am. I'm a black person, black woman in America, and I see racism through that lens. So it's easier for me to understand racism as it relates to me. I do this, and that's why I do that when it comes to LGBTQ issues. I say, okay, well, if that had been a white person saying that to me as a black person, what would have been my reaction, right? I have to do the same thing in this situation, right? I think because these are two men, I think and when I say our, you know, I'm not talking about y'all, I'm just saying in general, I think our thought process sort of leans towards, well, why would he do that? Why would he let that happen? Why would he this? Why would he that? But I wonder if it were a woman telling this story about a man, would people have that same response? And so when I hear some of what he's saying from the outside looking in, I think, yeah, I guess people could be like, now why would he do that? But I'm just wondering if this were a woman saying, hey, Tyler Perry did this, and that. I wonder what people's thought process would be. Now, he is suing Tyler Perry for, I think, $35 million. And I think what people aren't understanding, part of that $35 million lawsuit is because if y'all remember in the lawsuit, Tyler Perry bought his pilot, or he signed over his pilot to Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry promised that, you know, he said, oh, I think this is a pretty good script you're writing, and I'm going to develop it as a show for my production company. Now, 260 million. Good God, my bad. I said 35 million. My bad. Thank you, Don Zon. 260 million. Part of his lawsuit is him saying, listen, Tyler Perry still has my script and he won't release it, and I no longer have the rights to my script. And if Tyler Perry does decide to develop my script and it becomes a successful movie or a successful television show, I have now lost all of that revenue. And so that's part of what he's suing for as well. And I think that's fair. When I say I think that's fair, let me use a different word. I understand now. Like, it's not all about the sexual harassment, because I think we hear 260 million and it's like, did he buy it, Kim? No, because remember the agreement was that he was going to develop it. So I don't think he bought it from him 100%. I think he might have bought a percentage of it, but don't quote me on that, Kim. I don't remember. Mo Walker, thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. Hold on, let me acknowledge my super chat. Thank you, Creepy, for the super chat. I appreciate you. I did set a goal, you guys. If we hit the goal, I will drop the link for a few minutes. But anyway, but thank you so much for the super chat, my love. To be fair, like Mo Walker just said, that happens all the time, right? This isn't the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, millionth time that somebody goes to Hollywood. They have a pilot, they have a script, they have a treatment, they have all of this stuff that they bring to Hollywood, or now Atlanta, which is like the new Hollywood. And Sometimes they sell a good contract. Sometimes they sell books too, right, KJ? Sometimes they sign, a good contract. Sometimes they sign a horrible contract. But we know that has happened. No, Kim, we haven't gotten there yet. But we know that the reality is that happens all the time. So do I think if he did sign a contract and sign away his rights, do I think that he should sue to get it back? Only if he's saying it was under false pretenses or there was something that breaks the bond of the contract, right? So if Tyler Perry violated the contract in some way, let's say, I don't know this, but I'm going to use an example. Let's say the contract said you have a 5-year option, and at the end of those 5 years, you haven't developed this into a television show or into a movie, and then I get the rights back, which that happens that's in contract sometime. Okay, I'm gonna give you the rights to this for you have the rights for like the next 5 years. And if you don't do anything with it in the next 5 years, now I have a right to take this story and sell it to somebody else. If they did something like that, okay, all right, it's time to close the doors, Don. All right, let's close them doors. But if you sign something, if he signed something like that, then yes, Tyler Perry, because that's what, remember, we talked about that with Thais and speaking of closing the doors, Teddy Pendergrass's widow. Remember, he bought the rights to Teddy Pendergrass's story, and she was like, listen, it's been 10 years. Where's the movie? And we want the rights back so we can try to see if somebody else wants to make this movie. So yeah, if Tyler Perry is in that sort of a violation, then yeah, I get it. But let me come back. Let's close the doors first. It's 200 of y'all in here. So let's close those doors. Don is here. He's on his post. He said, listen.
I said, close them doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Y'all know what that means. When it's time to close the doors, that means that we got to make sure we have the right number of likes to match what we got going on in here. If y'all could please hit that like button. It's free 99. Somebody earlier said it's their first time catching a live. I'm so glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And can y'all please hit that like button? Okay? Please hit that like button. It's free 99. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Y'all know we are on the road to 20K. We're trying to get there by New Year's Eve so we can have a hell of a New Year's Day party, okay? I don't do no New Year's Eve party because I probably gonna be asleep. That's real talk. If I'm home, I'm gonna probably be asleep. I don't know what it is about me being home on New Year's that I can't be up till midnight when any other time my ass be up till 2 o'clock in the morning. But it's something about being home on New Year's when I'm struggling to get to midnight. Anyway, moving on. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy said, I subscribe. My first live, you likey. Well, thank you, Trish. Y'all say hi to Trish. Y'all drop a welcome and a hi to Trish Renee down to the chat. I like how you Trish Renee. I like that. Cruiser said, can you hit that like button, sugars? For all of y'all that's about to meet Cruiser in person, y'all got to hear her say, if you've never listened to Cruiser talk on her own YouTube channel, she don't be over there a lot anymore. But if you've never heard Cruiser talk and heard her say sugar, every time I see her type it, I hear it in my head because I hear how she says it. Y'all can't wait. Same really be. I made it to 11:55 on New Year's Eve, knocked out and woke up at 3. Listen, I be setting my alarm. I don't know what it is. I stay up past 12 o'clock when I gotta go to work in the morning sometime. I don't know. But anyway, there's no settlement, no trial date, no defendant response, and no longer has the rights to his script, and to be killed off 2 Tyler Perry shows ain't a coincidence, in my opinion. Ooh. 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 My eyelash or something just dropped. Let me say this. This is my opinion. This my opinion. Hey, Nap Queen. So somebody said, do I think that he's a scammer or do I think that he's a victim? So this is my opinion. Tyler Perry has said he's innocent. Tyler Perry, to my knowledge, I think what he said, I know what he said in his interview is that there has been an attempt to settle, but basically they haven't been able to, the right number ain't been hit, okay? I do not think he's a scammer. However, comma. I'm sorry, I was reading it. Somebody said Derek's own mama said he was lying and looking for money. Ooh. Why didn't he file a separate lawsuit for his work? I think he went in thinking Tyler Perry was genuine, but over time realized that may have been duped. Maybe a scorned lover. This is what I think, in my opinion. I think he thought it was going to be some quid pro quo, right? I think that he probably thought that he was going to outsmart Tyler Perry. You know, I'm smarter than this, you know. When he realized that Tyler Perry, this is my opinion, y'all. This is my opinion. When he realized that Tyler Perry wanted more than what he was willing to give, then it became an issue. But I think it was evident very early on in his exchange with Tyler Perry, in his conversations, in his relationship, whatever words you want to use, that there was an interest there. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Exactly, Kim. I'm smarter than this little ninja, right? I think that but I also think that he thought he was smart enough to still get what he wanted from Tyler Perry without giving Tyler Perry what he wanted. That's my opinion. And I think that, and I told you guys, I always think if this were a woman, because I'm a woman, so, you know, I think to me is the same idea as the casting couch, right? Back in the day, the casting couch that a lot of women had to endure. And it was like, all right, I'm going to give a little bit to get a lot on the back end, right? And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And I think in his case, I think that, because here's the thing. There are some things that people just don't do unless there's an interest. That's just that. This man buying you a car, listen, in any job, you drive up in the lot in a hoopty, muffler hanging off, making all the noise, smoke, riding around on the spare tire, the donut, and your boss say, dang, that's a messed up situation. Come on, let me get you a car. What are they doing that? Because I want that boss. What boss is buying people cars? You know, and so, but again, I think he thought, you know, I'm this fine, buff, you know. And when Tyler, not saying this right or wrong, but when Tyler started dangling the job in front of him saying, oh, you thought that was free. Oh, that's what you thought. You thought that was the Pied Piper. I mean, that was never going to come to collect. That's what you thought. Now, does it make it wrong? It does, because Tyler Perry was still his boss. And in any job, that's wrong. To give in a position of power with the expectation of the favor being returned is quid pro quo, and that is illegal. So, do I think that I do? I just do. Those text messages are inappropriate. Now, we can say, oh, well, that's not that big of a deal. But again, take the man versus man out of it and make it a man versus a woman. If Tyler Perry was texting Taraji P. Henson those text messages, I don't think anybody would be debating whether it was inappropriate or not. And it was inappropriate. Now, is it $260 million inappropriate? That's for a court to decide. Or the lawyers. I mean, I don't know how inappropriate it was, but it was definitely inappropriate. It doesn't matter if he engaged back. That's the part. See, again, listen, it does not matter. It is still wrong because Tyler Perry is the boss. It doesn't matter because that's the whole dynamic of a power dynamic, right? Because all he has to do is say exactly what he's saying now. I was scared that if I didn't respond, I would get fired. It doesn't matter if the person responded because the power dynamic is this is the boss talking to a subordinate. Now, the subordinate is in a position where they're like, if I do respond the way I want to respond and cuss his ass out, then I'm going to lose my job. If I respond and I flirt a little bit, then maybe I can, sidestep this for a while. Again, take the man versus man out of it, y'all. Take the man versus man out of it and look at it from the power dynamic. If your boss texted you pictures of him sitting on the beach or at the beach, talking about some how you like this in his bathing suit, and your response was, oh, that's nice, and your boss, you responded to your boss saying, oh, that's a beautiful view, that's nice, and your boss's response to you was, I'm talking about that buff man in the picture. That is not okay. And if it were a man doing that to a woman, y'all wouldn't even be arguing it. Is Mims cutting up? Really is from, I am not from, see, I'm not even going to read the rest of that because I am not from Baltimore. And I will not engage when you start off with that slander and blasphemy. The text messages were iffy. Now, Cruiser, I know the relationship you had with your boss. And even you would have called me and said, Really B, let me ask you a question. I can hear her now. Really B, let me ask you a question. I ain't going to say her boss's name. My boss is on vacation. He's down to the Bahamas. And he sent me this picture. What you think? I can hear you now, Cruiser. I can hear you now. I am not from Maryland. I am not from Maryland. I am not from any parts of Maryland. I was born in Washington, D.C. I was raised. I did not move to Maryland until 10 years ago. I am not from Maryland. Damn sure not Baltimore. No disrespect to my Baltimoreans. Mem say every time Tyler Perry texts me inappropriately, I'm responding with my Cash App and Zelle. I know that's right. I would too. I ain't mad. Yeah. So from that perspective, now the reality of the situation is, do I think this is ever going to court? No, I don't. I think at some point, Tyler Perry's attorneys and Derek Dixon's attorneys are going to hit the magic number and we're never going to hear from him again. Do I think that discredits his story? No, I don't. I told you guys before, and I will continue to say, in civil court, the only remedy is money. So I'm not mad that people get money. The only remedy is money. Somebody could say, well, why didn't they go to court? Well, I mean, maybe he went to the police and the police didn't think it raised to it raised. Y'all remember, you can go to the police all you want and you can file a police report. Once you file that police report, the police have absolutely nothing to do with whether the DA picks up the case and decides to charge somebody. Do y'all not watch Law and Order? Hello? I told you I got my degree from Law and Order University. Now, do y'all not watch Law and Order? Y'all see Lenny. I'm gonna take it back old school. Y'all see how Lenny and them used to run through them streets and get all that evidence, and then they would take it to what's my man? Y'all know who, Jack. And it's up to Jack to decide whether he gonna prosecute it or not. So I mean, the man could have went to the popo and filed a police report. I don't know. And they could have laughed his ass right on out of that police station and said, "Ciao, bye." I don't know. Or maybe he didn't want to go to court. Mims say, if it goes to court, I'll be right there in the front row. Let me tell you something, Mims. Now, listen, this is what y'all don't know about Mims. Mims be trying to make me call out of work. This is what y'all don't know about Mims. Mims be like, fuck them kids. That's what Mims be telling me on the phone. But I'm telling you this right here and right now. Hey, right here. Right here and right now. If that go to trial, oh, I'm calling off work. I ain't saying I'm going for the whole trial, but I'm gonna be in Atlanta for 1, 2, maybe 3 days. I'm just telling you I'm just telling you. I'm telling you where I'm gonna be, okay? And that is the true rule. Then again, maybe not. Maybe I just stream it from my house. Maybe I just stream it from my house. But we gonna be there. The tribe gonna be there. Okay. Excuse me. Homicide Life on the Streets was such a good show. It was. If y'all don't know Homicide Life on the Streets, then you're not a real Law and Order fan, because Homicide Life on the Streets was the prequel to Law and Order. The prequel to Law and Order. If y'all don't know Homicide Life on the Streets, it was the prequel to Law and Order, and it was actually the prequel to The Wire too, if you really want to get down and dirty with it. Yeah, they'll put it on Court TV, so maybe I won't call off work. Maybe I won't go to Atlanta. Maybe I just call off work. I'll be sick. Ciao. I still remember this one scene from Homicide Life on the Streets. If y'all, Lovely Nola, you might remember this episode. I don't remember the whole episode, but I just remember this one part, because this lets you know that these Karens, this lady was at the gas station, and she went to go pay for her gas. This was back in the day when you could pump first and pay later. Y'all don't remember that. Y'all young folk don't remember when you could pump your gas first and then go pay for it. Y'all don't remember that. So this is when you could pump your gas first. This was Homicide Life on the Streets was like in the 80s. And it was this white lady driving a Mercedes. I'll never forget. It was a gas station. And the guy, the guy told the lady that her card was declined. White lady. He was like a Latino dude, right? Running the gas station. And he was like, ma'am, do you mind coming back inside? Your card was declined. And that lady went off on him. And she was like, what are you talking about? Run it again. And he was like, ma'am, I can't run it again. I need you to come in. I need you to come in. And when I say she was going off on him, what are you talking about? My credit card wasn't declined. What do you mean? Da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. And as soon as that lady got inside of the store, like the little store area, the guy locked the door and he said, ma'am, while you were paying for your gas, somebody climbed in the back seat of your car. And he had called the police, and that was his way of getting her away from that damn car. And she was cussing that man out. I'd never forget that. This was like in the 80s. And she was like, what are you talking about? She was ready to go off on him. Talking about, how dare you say my car was declined? He was trying to get her in the dang one thing. You remember that episode, The Informed? Yes. He said, man, somebody climbed, and it was the person that climbed in the backseat of her car was like a fugitive that they were looking for. He said, ma'am, he was going to get her. As soon as she pulled off from that gas station, he was going to get her ass. No, we about to talk about it now. Matter of fact, we about to go ahead and talk about it now. Let me say this. It's 215 of y'all in this chat. And let me say this before we get into this T.S. Madison conversation, Jess Hilarious conversation. Let me just say this right now. And am I sure that was the 80s? I'm pretty sure. Maybe early 90s, but I'm pretty sure it was the 80s though. Let me see. Homicide, let's Google it. Homicide Life on the Streets. What year did Homicide Life on the Streets start? Might have been early 80s, but I'm pretty sure. But let me see. Because it was before Law and Order, and Law and Order been on TV for 50 years. What year I should have just asked Siri. Homicide. What year? Oh no, you're right. 1993. You right. Whoever said, are you sure it was the 80s? It debuted January the 31st of 1993, right after Super Bowl 27. 25, 6, 7. Yeah, right after Super Bowl 27. Wow. Okay. Didn't know Christian Keys started a career wearing a 40-inch lace front. What was he on? Okay. I was like, they didn't have credit card payments. Is that what it was? Okay. I ain't know. But 1993, you got me on that one. 1993. I don't know why I thought it was older than that. But no, 1993. I don't know why I thought it was older than that. Well, I know why I thought it was older than that, because I thought it came out when I was in high school, but it didn't. Okay. R.I.P. Andre Brower. Moving right along. So let me say this, y'all. Before I get into this T.S. Madison, Jess Hilarious conversation, I was listening to Don earlier, child. Don was very passionate over there. And I agree with a lot of what he had to say. If you don't like or respect trans women, then just be honest with yourself and say, look, I don't like or respect trans women. And it's okay. And when I say it's okay, it ain't my business. That's your belief system, how you feel or how you move through life. For whatever reason, I'm going to let y'all hear what Jess Hilarious said, which is what started the latest. Lord T.S. Madison is live now. Hold on. Let's see what she's talking about. Oh, no, the video just ended. Did T.S. Madison just cuss Jess Hilarious out, y'all? Damn it, it just ended. Hold on. She must have just... Did she just cuss out Jess Hilarious? Hold on. Don't matter. I'm sure if she did, it'll be clipped out. I mean, it'll be clipped. It'll be all over the internet. We were in school, not just high school. No, in 1993, I was in college. That's what I'm saying. I thought I was in high school when it came out. In 1993, I was in college. That's what I'm saying. Oh, wow. Look at Christian Key's hair. Now, somebody said in the chat, Kim said that's Christian Key's real hair. Okay. That's Christian Key's. Ooh. He got that Milli Vanilli girl, you know it's true thing going on. Okay. All right. All right. Is quid pro quo legal in business deals? Yeah, it's legal in business deals. It's not legal in employment. So now it can be illegal depending on the business deal. But yeah, I mean, because that's what a whole contract is. I'm going to give you something and you give me something. So this is the latest of what happened. Again, we know that Jess and T.S. Madison have gone back and forth, back and forth. I'm not going through the whole history of Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison. All I'm going to say is the last time they went back and forth, basically the agreement was, well, I ain't going to say the agreement, but pretty much it was, all right, you leave me alone, I'm going to leave you the hell alone. You feel how you feel, and I'm going to feel how I feel, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So we know a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Snoop Dogg taking his happy ass down to whatever interview he was in, talking about he stopped going to the movies after he saw the lesbian couple in the Disney movie, and he had to explain to his grandson what it was, and it made him feel some kind of way. Well, T.S. Madison made some comments on her YouTube show, and she addressed it. Now, T.S. Madison didn't say anything different than what I said, if you want to be honest about the matter. T.S. Madison said the same thing, like Snoop need to be more worried about explaining, you know, his criminal history to his grandson. T.S. Madison said something along the lines of, Snoop, you've had women on women in your videos. You've had women kissing in your videos. So what are you talking about? What is the difference between two video vixens twerking and kissing and rubbing on each other and touching all over each other and a lesbian couple having a baby? Like, what's hello? So that was like a week ago, maybe longer. I don't know. When did we talk about that, child? So Jess Hilarious on the Breakfast Club decided to address it. Now, let me let y'all hear what Jess Hilarious had to say.
T.S. Madison weighs in on Snoop Dogg's comments about the Lightyear movie after his grandson asked him about two lesbians having a baby. First of all, why is you even, this ain't even your department. They talking about lesbians having baby, women having baby, like with other women. This ain't in your colony, bitch. God damn. Look at that.
So, let me say this. Jess, you started it. T.S. ain't, well, I can't say she ain't never talked about you because I don't watch every single episode of her YouTube show from beginning to end. So I can't say she ain't never said your name. But I know that she ain't made no headlines or gone viral talking about you in a very long time. And maybe that's the problem. Out of all of the people who made a comment about what Snoop said, straight people, gay people, lesbian people, T.S. Madison is the person you have an issue with. Billy Porter made a comment. I made comments. A whole lot of people commented on what Snoop said, to the point where Snoop came down and actually apologized, talking about, I ain't even get into his apology because his apology was just ignorant too. But he then came down and actually apologized because he got so much backlash from it. So it wasn't just T.S. Madison, okay? I never said she was transphobic in that instance. Now I will say that I think Jess Hilarious is transphobic. But that moment was not transphobic. It's just, why do you insist on calling T.S. Madison's name? Like, out of all of the people, why are you worried about T.S. Madison's opinion on it? Everybody's a strong word. A lot of people had an opinion on it. Why is T.S. Madison the one whose name is in your mouth? Why do you have such a hard on for T.S. Madison? Is it because you just don't like trans people? Because Billy Porter made comments? And for you to say, well, that's not even in your wheelhouse. What are we talking about? Hell, it ain't in my wheelhouse either, but I had a fucking opinion. D.L. Hughley ain't in his wheelhouse, but he had an opinion. A lot of people had opinions. And Jess, it's okay for you to come out and defend Snoop. It's fine. But you didn't have to bring up T.S. Madison, because then it became you were coming at T.S. Madison. And I saw somebody in the chat say, it sounded like it was just a joke. No. What was the joke? What was the joke? Jess Hilarious wasn't making a joke. And even if she were, which I do not believe she was, but even if she were making a joke, why are you making a joke with somebody that you already know you got history with, and that it don't take much for the two of y'all to get to scrapping? Make a joke about Billy Porter. Make a joke about D.L. Hughley. Make a joke about any of the other 20, 30 people that had an opinion. But why are you coming for the one person that you know you got smoke with? Because nobody is going to find that funny, myself included. Here's what pisses me off, though. And this is what Don was saying in his live earlier. People always want to start from the middle of the story. Here's the thing. Just because T.S. Madison's mouth is more lethal, just because T.S. Madison will go to hell on your ass, doesn't mean that T.S. Madison was wrong and Jess Hilarious was right. Just because T.S. Madison know how to work them words and drag you to hell does not mean that T.S. Madison was not mentioned first. I won't say attack because I don't think it was an attack. And once you call my name, I have a right to respond. And you don't get to tell me how hard I should respond. Now, I couldn't find their clip. So TS must have took it down or put it on her Patreon or whatever. I couldn't find the clip. Somebody said that TS went off on Jess Hilarious last night. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the clip. But somebody said that it was bad. She went there. She drugged the hell out of her. But again, I've told y'all this before. I'm not one of those people that if you hit me, if you slap me, I'm going to hit you with a hammer. I'm not one of those people. However, you can't hit me first and then tell me how hard I get to hit you back. TS been minding her business. You came over there bothering her. So however she chose to swing back, that's on you. And it pisses me off when people now It was on X. See, I guess I got to get back on Twitter, child. Y'all know I had gotten off Twitter, but I'm sure it's somewhere. I looked. Usually, if it's on Twitter, it's on TikTok, and I couldn't find it on TikTok. But it doesn't even matter. I believe whatever y'all say TS said, I believe it, because TS know how to drag. So whatever TS said, but I think that a lot of the Amen corner, hear me out, does Jess have a problem because TS has more feminine features and the yeah, I'm really trying to be serious. Hear me out. Does Jess have a problem because TS has more feminine features? And in the past, people called Jess trans when she first started out. I do think that some of her issue comes from the fact that people thought she was trans. I do think that. Don said, what people are also forgetting is when TS first made the comments, they talked about, I guess you're saying they talked about it on the Breakfast Club, and Jess Hilarious said something then. Something flying around here. Kim, what do you think? Okay, what did TS say that was transphobic? Because again, I didn't hear it. So I can't say she did or she didn't. But tell me what she said that you feel like was transphobic. But let me ask a question. And Kim, I know you're in the community, but there are other people here that are in the community as well. Can a trans person be transphobic like that? I mean, I guess you can be. It's kind of like when they say, can a black person be racist? Can a trans person be transphobic? I mean, y'all tell me. I'm going to leave that up to the people that are part of the coalition. I think Jess wants to be... I'm going to just stop reading the comments out loud. How about that? I'm going to stop. She reposted comments about Jess looking like a man. That's transphobic? That's transphobic? I'm not being funny. I'm asking. That's transphobic for somebody to say you look like a man? That's a transphobic comment? Then I guess I'll be making transphobic comments all the fucking time. There's Black MAGA. Okay. All right. Got it. That's valid. I don't think that's transphobic. Saying that somebody looks like a man is, to me, is not transphobic. Misgendering is misgendering. That's not misgendering. To say somebody looks like a man is not misgendering. To say somebody is a man when you know they're not a man, that's misgendering. You can have mannish features. You can have mannish features. There are some trans women that are clockable. I don't think that makes you transphobic if you say, oh, they clockable. That's now look, y'all can call me. I don't think that's transphobic. Now, that's just my opinion. I don't think that to say somebody looks like a man, no. Now, if I insist on calling them a man and I know they're not, to me, now I'm crossing a line. But to say somebody got mannish features, I don't think that's is that transphobic? If that's the case, then I guess I'm just transphobic. Because I think you can look at a woman and feel like they got strong. If you see a woman that got some strong cheekbones, she was talking about Jess getting her dick sucked. But again, to me, that goes back to you can't come for me and then tell me how to come for you. But again, I'm not defending TS because I didn't hear what she said. But what I'm saying is it pisses me off when I feel like people be in the chat and they like, yeah, Jess. And I think a lot of that just comes from the fact comes from you're transphobic. So you look for any opportunity to agree with when somebody makes, listen, it happens all the time when people make homophobic comments. When people say things that are homophobic, read the comments. I can't see X because I don't have X. It won't even open it up because I don't have an X account. totally deleted my Twitter account. So I don't it won't even open. I've had people send me stuff before from Twitter. It won't open up. Now if you screen record it, I mean I could play it, but it won't open up. Let me see. Let me make sure, because I've tried before and it won't let me do it, but let me see, Sharon. What's this? Oh, wait a minute. No, it's trying to make me log in. And I don't have nothing to log into. Yes, if you tell a trans woman that she looks like a man, that's considered transphobic. So I'm putting my nephew on the block, and the only reason why I'm putting him on the block is because he's deeply immersed in ballroom culture. Okay, and there's a lot of trans people that are part of ballroom. If I see a trans woman or a trans man, and I say to you, D, oh, they clockable, you would take that as me making a transphobic comment. And be honest, if it is, I just need to learn. You educate me. But that's my point, Kim. She didn't. I can't say what Tia said because I didn't hear her. But I'm talking about if somebody say you look like, I'm talking about me right now. If somebody says you look like a man versus you are a man, I'm talking about somebody saying you look like a man. To me, that's not transphobic. Now, I'm not trans. I can't tell nobody how to be offended. But I don't understand how that's transphobic. If the whole... Let me just shut up. Let me just stop. Let me just shut up. Hey, y'all coming in. So for me, I'm going to be honest. At this point, I really wish both of them would stop. I really wish that TS would stop responding. It's all about how you word it. Got you. I really... The Jasmine brand, because when I looked earlier, I didn't see it, but I might have just missed it. I saw where T.S. Madison posted like a video of hold on.
T.S. Madison.
Look at our good and terrorizing women. Look at our good sis, honey, Jess with the mess, just out there, getting into the things. Go Jess. Go Jess. Go Jess. Now, listen, I know y'all feel like that I don't like this girl or whatever, but this girl takes every moment that she gets to try to jab something, and then y'all try to say, I say that she look like a man. But look at her. The deep-rooted microaggressions that she has towards the trans community comes from comments like this. This was just her posted the other day at a place. Look at this. Look for yourself. Yeah. Terrorizing women. The Risa Tisa shit. The two lesbians here. Why, as me being a part of the LGBTQIA community, I can't speak on lesbians? Oh, because I'm not a real woman? Why can't I speak on the things, from my community? But let's look. I'm not the one calling her man.
Now, this is what TS posted on Twitter. I can read this. TS said, now, Jess, I've been really not saying much but your big ass, but let's play. Imagine going through the struggle of life, jobs, marriage, kids, and your menstrual cycle or menopause is kicking your ass. And you got a tired ass nigga massaging you to suck your Or you're reading comments under videos of you calling and people thinking you're handsome. Amen. It gotta be hard. Imagine being called a handsome guy after your last baby. Yikes. Imagine a man wanting to fly you out to date you, and you've been holding back because your period is on, and he says to you, let me blank your, I'll pay you. As a real woman, you have to gag. Yikes. Okay, so that second comment, she's referring to an actual thing that happened to Jess Hilarious. Jess told that story about a man that wanted to date her and thought she was trans. And she turned down, she told him she couldn't come out. And he said, well, let me just suck your. She told that story herself. So that second comment actually happened to Jess Hilarious. Now, this first one, I thought it was a video. I didn't know it was these comments. I had already read these comments. Yeah, that first one is okay. Yeah, but that second one is basically TS telling a story that Jess Hilarious already told about herself. That there was a man, I forgot who it was now. She told the story, thought she was trans. And people think she's trans. People, like she was showing the comments. People leave these comments under her videos and all the time, calling her a man. So some of this, again, her saying your big dick self, yeah. But that second part of this is a real story that Jess Hilarious told herself. R&D, y'all always do that and this is why when it's time to talk about T.S. Madison, I already know what's coming. I mean, I'm gonna keep talking about it because it is what it is, but I always know what's coming. Y'all always talk about how T.S. Madison talked down on Black women. Tell me what she said. R&D said, this is what makes me not like T.S. Madison, this mess right here. I will never forget how she talked about Black women, about stealing men, about how they don't want us. Keep this real. Tell me what she said. Because I want to know. Because I've never heard T.S. Madison talk down on Black women. I've heard T.S. Madison cuss some Black women out. But I have never heard T.S. Madison talk down on Black women. Now I could be wrong. So I would love to hear it. If Jess says something about T.S. dick, manly parts, y'all would be calling her transphobic. But she has, and I did. Real women and men are calling Jess a man, but she goes after trans women and Maddie. Jess Hilarious, in my opinion, pulled the first punch. Jess Hilarious came for T.S. If you want to go all the way back to the beginning of this, Jess Hilarious came for T.S. Madison first. That's where it started. And every time Jess Hilarious gets the opportunity, she finds a way to put T.S. Madison's name in her mouth. I've heard T.S. Madison tell stories about when she was on the stroll and how she used to sleep with these DL men and how she talked about, she told stories about her experiences with DL men who would come and sleep with her and then go back home to their wives and their girlfriends. And I remember her telling Black women, you need to watch these men because at night they sneaking down to the stroll. Now, I've heard her tell those stories. Jess always comes from Maddie first. TS has been on the line telling women to step up. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with telling a woman to step up her pussy? Tell me what the offense is to that. If she's telling women from her experiences as being a prostitute, what the other side looks like, I don't understand what the offense is to that. She like, listen, when I was on the stroll, this used to happen, that used to happen. I saw this, I heard that, I know this. I'm trying to put y'all up on game. I don't understand what the offense to that is. And let's be clear, I don't agree with everything that T.S. Madison says. I absolutely do not. But I ain't gonna sit here and act like T.S. is all wrong either. I'm sorry. They haven't heard Maddie say anything against Black women. They are just regurgitating the lie because of their dislike or hatred of Maddie. You know what? I agree. I think that's what it really boils down to. As a trans person, that's disrespectful to me, in my opinion. To tell a woman to step her pussy up is disrespectful. I tell women to step their pussy up. That I don't see. I really think sometimes I think we're getting too sensitive about shit sometimes. I do not, I'm a woman, and I don't find it offensive for somebody to tell, because to step your pussy up means step your game up. I think we're being too literal. Saying to tell a woman to step her pussy up and you saying that that's offensive. Me and my girlfriends tell each other that shit all the time. It just means step your game up. How is that offensive? Yeah, let me get off of here. Everybody feel how they feel, child. Lord, y'all feel how y'all feel. Let me read these last couple of comments. Really be at this point, anything Maddie says, even if she's defending herself, is a problem for Jess and others. I bet Jess and the rest of the Breakfast Crew cast don't want Maddie showing up there. Child, you know they don't want her to show up there. Kim said, you can't tell me what I've heard. I can tell you what I haven't heard. I'm not every woman. You're right, I'm not every woman, but I can only talk from my point of view. Listen, if y'all tell me where to find it or what to look for, I will look. Right. Exactly. If you got a woman who is a trans woman who is saying, listen, when I was out in them streets dealing with these DL men, this is what you need to look at. This is what you need to pay attention to. This is what you need to keep your eyes on. Baby, give me the fucking game so I'll know. Give me the game. Let me get a notebook and a fucking pen. If you're going to give me the game, I'm going to fucking take notes. Yeah, I've used step your pussy up many times, meaning step your game up. People have the right to their feelings. You're right, they do. You're right, they do. That's why I love you, Really Be, because you go case by case. I try. And again, I don't agree with everything T.S. Madison says, and I don't always think she's right. Let's be clear. But I just think when it comes to Jess Hilarious, listen, you just can't keep hitting me upside my head and tell me how hard I can hit you back. I'm sorry. T.S. was minding her business. Jess came for her. So she responded. Cruiser said, I like T.S., but she has said some offensive stuff. She has. She absolutely has. Moving to ATL is the game. That wasn't the I'm going to just read these last couple of comments, y'all. That wasn't the perspective she was coming from. She was coming from a perspective of real women being jealous of her. Some real women are. As a gay man who has been with a straight man, I've told my straight girlfriends better learn to like, ooh. Oh, okay, Chuck. And let's be clear, y'all, I'm not mad. I'm not offended. It is what it is. Everybody has a right to their opinion. And I can't, honestly, in all reality, I cannot tell you what to be offended by. I can't. You can't tell me what to be offended by. I can't tell you what to be offended by. When it comes to certain things, I'm just not that. It takes a lot to get me to be offended by certain things. And in other things, it don't take much at all. So I get it. But in this particular situation, I just feel like Jess reached for TS first and TS responded. Some of these women need to hear the truth. If you're so hypersensitive about everything, please stay off the internet and off. Lord, it's all good. I want people to be here. I don't mind a difference of opinion. Me and Kim very rarely agree. Let's listen. If you new here, me and Kim very rarely agree, but I still love them. And I hope they love me too, because they keep coming back. But we don't agree on a lot of things. A lot of things. Not just LGBTQ issues. We just don't agree on a lot of things. And that's what makes the world go round. If we all agree, wouldn't this be a boring place? Wouldn't the world be boring if we all agreed? My God, that'd be a boring place. R&D was saying, I'm definitely not jealous of her because, baby, trust and believe you want to be a woman so bad. I wish you could take these problems of ours. Okay. Once again, Jess came with the target of real women who can have babies. Jess can't get mad at a response, but I agree if you are offended, I understand. I had a brother who had a bunch of trade he was laying up with. Okay. Y'all remember that book way back in the day, on the down low or on the DL? That's when people first started using that term publicly. I don't mean like within the community. I mean mainstream. That guy wrote that book, and they was on Oprah. It was that black guy, and he was married with kids, and come to find out he had a boyfriend the whole time, and his wife found out, and they wrote a book. Well, he wrote a book about it, and they was on. I remember they were on the Oprah Winfrey show, and Oprah was acting like she ain't know. Oprah, you know what DL mean. Sounds like some of their men have or continue to patronize the stroll. Listen, y'all better pay attention. That dude made money and wouldn't even claim gay 2 years later. Yeah, because again, there are a lot of men who don't identify as gay. And not to take it back to T.S. Madison, but those are the types of things that I have heard T.S. Madison talk about, saying, listen, these are the same men that will climb up in the back seat of the car down on the stroll with me, or show up to my apartment and hit me with the 1-2 and then slide on back in your bed, and you are none the wiser. And here's why you need to step your pussy up. And again, not saying that I agree with everything that comes out her mouth. You know what, Chuck? See, on that note, it's time to go. I'm not doing this with y'all. Oprah be playing it. Yeah, Oprah be playing in people's face. Oprah really was sitting there acting like, what? What does that mean? What are you talking about? But I will say this, though. Oprah held his feet to the fire. He thought he was going to get an easy little interview and sell some books. He might have sold some books, but Oprah made him pay for that. Oprah was like, so why won't you just say you're gay? I don't understand. So you're gay, right? You're gay? You're not gay. She must have said gay 20 times. So do you identify as bisexual or gay? Like Oprah was going to make him earn, like, you going to sell some books, but you going to earn it. You going to sell some books, baby, but you going to earn that. But during that time, gay people got a lot of backlash when it wasn't a gay people issue. Why wasn't it a gay people issue? I don't understand. Why wasn't it? Now you got me confused, Kim. If this was a man who maybe he didn't identify as gay or as bisexual, I don't know what he identified as, but why wasn't that what? I'm confused. What you mean gay men aren't DL? Gay men are absolutely DL. What are you talking? Huh? Now, Kim, I'm crazy. Now I'm confused. Openly weren't down low. Right, but there are openly gay people and there are closeted gay people. Is that not DL if you're in the closet, but you're in the lifestyle? That's not what that is. Now I'm confusion. It's the identity he lived life as a straight man, not gay. But he was gay. DL isn't considered in the lifestyle by some. Now I'm just fucking confused. I'm not even being funny right now. I'm confused as fuck. Y'all have you know what? Let me get off of here. Let me pull me a drink. I need a drink. I don't even have a glass over here. I need a drink. Y'all have thoroughly confused the fuck out of me. Closeted isn't gay. What the fuck is it? Hold on. Nope. No. I'm confused as fuck right now. And I'm serious. I'm not even being funny. I am confused as hell right now. Y'all are confusing the fuck. Maybe I need to drop the link. No, I don't. It's too late. I ain't gonna be here all night with this. Hold on. Define gay. A homosexual person, typically referring to a man. Hold on. Huh? That's all I'm gonna get? Hold on. Term referring to a homosexual person or the trait of homosexuality. The meaning of gay is relating to or characterized by sexual or romantic attraction to people of one's same sex, often used to refer to men. In modern English, gay has come to be used as an adjective and as a noun, referring to the community, practices, and cultures associated with homosexuality. Listen, this what y'all not about to fucking do. Listen. Y'all can call yourselves what the fuck y'all want to call yourselves, okay? I ain't about to come into nobody's life and tell nobody what they are, what they are not. Y'all call yourselves what y'all want. But let me tell you what y'all gonna be down to the house of Really Be TV. If you sleep with a man, you're gay. If you sleep with a man with the lights off, you're gay. If you're a man sleeping with a man. If you are a man sleeping with a man and then rolling over and sleeping with a woman and living your life as a married man, but every chance you get, you are sleeping with a man, you bisexual until you decide you gay and you only sleep with men. Now listen, y'all can call yourselves whatever y'all want. You're gay. If you are a man sleeping with a man, you are gay. If you are a man sleeping with a man and a woman, you are bisexual. That's not today's lesson, The Informed. Today's lesson is not about trans men or trans women. That is another lesson for another day. We are talking about natural born men. And if you are a natural born man in this chat, and if you are offended, I am not trying to offend you. I am just trying to simplify this shit for me because y'all was blowing my fucking head up, okay? I promise you, you were making my head boom. Everybody saying they agree with Kim. Let me scroll back up and see what Kim said. Hold on. Let me see. Gay people, y'all know what I'm saying. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll back up. Hold on. And see, I'm not gay, so I don't have that code, Kim. I don't know the code, what you saying. You said gay men, you know what I mean. So the gay men understand what you said. I don't understand. Okay. He said this was about the book and the backlash of the book. That ain't what you... I'm about to pour me a drink. Don't nobody call me. Anybody that got my number, don't call me. I need a minute. I got to let my brain process. Don't call me. I'm about to pour. Matter of fact, I might just take some of this to the head. Because the way my brain is blowing up right now. What about men who are side? Listen, I just learned that term today. So you got to give me a minute to process a side. I didn't even know what the fuck that was until I heard Preston Mitchum talking about it on his Instagram. What the fuck is a side? I've never even heard of that before. Culture is too hung up on labels. DL Kim, you can say it, you can repeat it all you want. And I know that you're in the community and I'm not, so obviously I defer to you. But on that one, I just gotta think the way it makes sense to me. Sometimes I just gotta do shit the way it makes sense to me. Like if we driving and you know a quicker way to go somewhere, but I don't like going down that road because maybe it's too many potholes. You just gotta trust me that we're gonna get to the same location, but I'm gonna make a left when you want me to stay straight because that's what makes sense in my brain. That's what this is right here. I'm sorry. On this one, I'm going to get to the end of the road where we all going to be, but I got to get there the way I'm getting there. And I got to make a left instead of a right on this one. Sorry, not sorry. And I still love y'all. I love all y'all. I do. My children say only us old folk worry about these labels and sectioning off. I disagree. Let me say this, Cruiser. I disagree. And here's why I'm going to say that. Because they have made labels inside of labels inside of labels inside of labels. They come up with a label for every fucking thing. Because I told y'all a couple of years ago when I was teaching my psychology class and we were doing a unit on sexuality and identity, and they was giving me terms that I'd never fucking heard of before. And it literally was just stupid shit. It was like, let me rewind. I'm not going to say it was stupid shit. But it was literally labels inside of labels inside of labels. So you got the bisexual umbrella, but then you got this and this and this and this. They the ones that come up with all these fucking labels. They the ones that got all these labels. No, they done came up with label inside of a label inside of a label. And I'm just be like, what? They done made this shit complicated. I thought it was real. I thought it was very easy. Yeah, a side is someone who only engages, for the people who were asking, a side is someone who only engages in oral sex. I didn't know it was I didn't know it was a name for it. I didn't know that until today. And I'm being honest. I think I had heard people saying it before, but I never paid attention to what it actually meant. I never broke it down to what it meant. But listen, it's a lot. I'm telling you, when my students started giving me all these different names and labels, y'all have made this shit complicated because y'all keep adding all these. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about, the people that do it. Y'all keep adding these quantifiers to shit. You gay, you straight, you bisexual. That's it. Now we got 50 different. We done got everything for every letter of the damn alphabet. Now, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Like, it's crazy, y'all. Y'all have made this shit complicated. As much as this generation tries to say, we don't want labels. Yes, you do. Because you make up a label for every fucking thing. Celibate, they can't just say celibate. It's got to be a label for that. And then you got people who don't like sex, but then you got people who like they got labels for labels for labels. I had a student who was asexual. Then I had a student who was like, The thought of a person touching me makes my skin crawl. So they didn't consider themselves asexual. They came up with a whole different, I said, so you're asexual. No, that doesn't mean I'm asexual. That means I don't even remember what the label was. They gave me a whole nother label. I said, what the fuck? I don't even understand. Then I had another one that was like, well, on Monday, and I was getting ready to exaggerate. And this, I ain't trying to exaggerate. But see, I was going to exaggerate. Let me stop before because I know I've offended some people. So let me stop before I really offend somebody. Let me stop. Because I was really about to go left. But seriously, by the time we got to the end of that conversation, I was like, what? First of all, they was giving me way too much of their business. And I was like, I don't even understand why y'all telling me all of this. That's y'all giving me more than I didn't need none of this. Okay. But okay. It was too much. Not they bought a label machine on Temu and went crazy. You know what? On that note, good night. For real. Good night for real. I'm getting off of here. I think it's cool. I might be oddball, but if representation matters, it should matter for everyone. I hear you. I'm teaching first year college students and they sure share like they tell you all their business. Baby, they tell you all. Listen, sometimes and they be telling me stuff that I don't really need to know. And sometimes they are very honest in times, but I wish they would lie. I mean, of course, I don't tell them that, but in my mind, I be thinking you could have just as easily told me a lie, and I would have actually been okay. Like, I mean, I feel like if you had lied to me just now, I feel like I would have been okay. I would have went home happy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I told y'all I went out to lunch. I took two of my students out to lunch. Anyway, I have a couple of students that I keep in touch with that I'm really close with. And two of my students, it was their freshman year in college. They just graduated last year. And I took them out to lunch right before they went back to school for their sophomore year. And one girl was telling one young lady, she was telling me about, they were both telling me about their freshman year. And one of the young ladies, before she left, she was in love with a man. My man. They, again, telling me all their business when they would have an argument, when he did right, when he did wrong, when he called to say goodnight, when he went off the radar. I got all of the business. Okay? We were sitting down and I was like, so how was your freshman year? And she starts talking about her freshman year. And then she was like, yes. And, me and my girlfriend. I said, I'm sorry, what? She started laughing. I said, wasn't it my man last year? She was like, yeah, Miss Parker, but. And again, it's no judgment. I don't care. But it was just, baby, they just tell you all they business. Just crazy, girl, crazy. Oh, Lord. Let me get off of here. Listen. And for real, real talk. I love y'all for real. And I have these conversations. Listen, I could easily stay away from stuff that I know is going to be controversial, that I know we're going to argue about. And I already know who's going to agree and who's going to disagree. And I know that 99.99999% of the time, I know when I bring up a certain topic, who's going to agree and who's going to disagree. I promise y'all I'll never get off of here feeling no kind of way. And I hope y'all don't either. I love y'all for real, okay? And for the people, especially Kim, and I'm gonna keep singling Kim out because Kim was so vocal and me and Kim were going back and forth. Me and Kim always disagree, right? Matter of fact, when we agree, it's like, what? We agreeing? And we disagree about everything from housewives to, so it's what it is, y'all. But clearly Kim loved me because Kim keep coming back. Okay? But again, if I did offend anybody, it was never my intent, all right? We did learn a lot tonight, though, didn't we? We learned a lot. Cruiser, she a woman here, man. That's a damn heterosexual. Lord Cruiser and Tracy. Y'all gonna meet in a couple of weeks. Lord, that's gonna be fun, too. The two of y'all. Listen, Cruiser and Tracy, the two of y'all, gonna be a good time. Because I know both of y'all, and I've been around both of y'all, and it's going to be a good time. The two of y'all going to have a good time together. Cruz and Tracy, they're going to have a good time together. On the cruise and at Books and Bourbon. Because Tracy done already told us where we can find her on the ship. And Tracy said you can find me and El Teddy at the bar. Quiet as kept and loud as it is, that's where you're going to find Cruiser too. Quiet as kept and loud as it is, that's where you're going to find Cruiser too. Hell, she might beat you there. I love you though, Cruiser. Cruiser somewhere rolling her eyes at me right now, y'all. Look at her in the chat. Listen. So Kim is like, Phil, you know what? Sometimes I think Phil be disagreeing just to disagree, like busy. Kim really, I think, really feels the way they feel. Sometimes I think Phil just like to disagree. I don't think Kim does that. I think Kim really, truly, that is how Kim feels, and they stand in it. Well, you know, the Schooner Bar has my old fashioned that I like. That marshmallow old fashioned. Bitch. Once you get your new passport, you need to get, baby, you better get that passport sooner rather than later. Not that's why I ain't a lawyer. I can't pass a bar. On that note, good night. I ain't fooling with you tonight, Cruiser. Y'all, I love y'all, and I'm still El Teddy's line. I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you so much for everybody who was here, participated. Even if your opinion was not a popular opinion, sometimes some topics are a little touchier than others. Thank you for those who made a contribution to the live tonight. We didn't do a number, but that's all good. Y'all been here. What cruise are you speaking of? Really be Marco? Where you been? We're going on a cruise in February, boo. The tribe is taking a cruise in February. We're going on a cruise Super Bowl weekend. It's called Tribe Bowl, honey. It's not too late now. If you want the information, hit me in my DM and I'll get you all the information. Somebody hit me up today and they said they paying their cruise off. I need to call tomorrow because I made a payment and I need to make sure that it was credited because it was a gift card. And I just need to make sure it was credited. Once that gift card is credited, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pay mine off too. No, I just told y'all a fib. I'm gonna buy I'm gonna buy my flight first. Then I'm gonna pay the cruise off. You ain't been around, Marco. But seriously, if you want to go, hit me in my DMs on Instagram. You can hit me on Instagram at ReallyBTV_ on YouTube. ReallyBTV_ on YouTube. Or if you want to email me, you can email me at ReallyBthePodcast@gmail.com. And I can get you the information. Baby, it's not until the ship sell out. It ain't over till it's over. It's not too late unless the ship sell out. And as far as I know, the ship has not sold out. It's Phil cute. I think Phil is a cutie, Kim. I think he is. I've seen him in person. Yes. And we're and also too, Chef Don is going on tour. He's coming to Atlanta, DC. What's the other city you're going to? Is it Chicago? Where's the other city you're going to, Don? But he's doing Atlanta and DC, and I will definitely be at the DC show. And y'all, and I'm sure some of the usual suspects will be at the Atlanta one. All right, y'all, let me go. Now, listen. Y'all know y'all not getting a live tomorrow. Tomorrow is back to school night, which means I'm going to be at work until about 8:30. And as soon as I get home, I'm going to be watching the football game. So y'all not going to, there's no live tomorrow. Now, maybe I can slide in at lunchtime if it's something to talk about. I might do a quick lunchtime live, but there will not be tribe meeting tomorrow. Okay. I'll see y'all on Friday. All right. Okay. He's going to be in Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, and DC. So if you are in any of those places, Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, and DC, if you live in any of those places, y'all go to his link right there and check Don out. It's a good time. I went last year. He cooks. The food is good. The conversation was great. Yeah, the food is good and the conversation was great. We really did. We had a good time. So if you're in the area, in Charlotte, Abby may come through. I can't speak for her calendar, but I'm sure if she can make it, she'll be there. I will definitely be here in DC along with some other content creators that I know said they're gonna come through. And y'all know Tree's gonna probably be with me, y'all. So y'all come on through and have a good time. All right. Talk to y'all later. Oh yeah, and Spill It Boy TV's cruise is in May on Virgin Voyages. I'm going on that one too. If my bank account said, "No, I'm going." That I'm going to. I'm going on that one. All right. Talk to y'all. Good night. Talk to y'all later. Peace.